I was staring at my phone when the call came through at 11:47 p.m., unknown number. My first instinct was to ignore it, probably a scam about my car's extended warranty. But something made me answer. Is this Amanda Richardson? Yes. Who's calling? This is Officer Martinez with the Seattle Police Department. Ma'am, I need you to stay calm. Your husband, Ryan Richardson, has been involved in an incident. He's currently at Harborview Medical Center. The room tilted. Ryan was supposed to be at his company's quarterly meeting in Portland. He'd left yesterday morning with his overnight bag and his laptop. What kind of incident? Is he okay? Ma'am, I really think you should come to the hospital. I'm not at liberty to discuss details over the phone. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely grab my keys. The drive to Harborview was a blur of streetlights and panic. Car accident, I kept thinking. Maybe he got robbed. Maybe food poisoning. My mind raced through every possibility except the truth. When I rushed through the emergency room doors, I expected to see Ryan on a gurney, maybe with a broken leg or stitches. What I didn't expect was to see his entire family already there. His mother Barbara, his father Tom, and his sister Kelly were huddled by the registration desk. Barbara's eyes were red from crying, but when she saw me, her expression shifted into something cold and calculating. "There you are," she said sharply. "Where have you been?" "I came as soon as the police called. What happened? Where's Ryan?" Tom stepped forward, his face grave. "Amanda, you need to sit down." "I don't want to sit down. I want to see my husband." "He's gone, honey," Kelly said, her voice breaking. "Ryan had a massive heart attack. They couldn't save him." The words didn't make sense. Ryan was 32 years old. He ran marathons. He meal prepped chicken and vegetables every Sunday. Heart attack? That happened to old men, not my husband. "I don't understand. Where was he?" "You said Portland." "He wasn't in Portland," Barbara interrupted, her voice sharp as glass. "He was at some woman's apartment in Capitol Hill. The paramedics found him in her bed. The fluorescent lights suddenly felt too bright. My ears were ringing. "What woman?" "I think you know exactly what woman," Barbara snapped. "Don't play innocent with us. You drove him to this with your cold, career-obsessed attitude. He needed comfort, and clearly he found it elsewhere." I opened my mouth to respond, but a doctor in scrubs approached our group. "Family of Ryan Richardson?" "We're his family," Tom said quickly, putting his arm around Barbara. "This is his wife, Amanda." The doctor's eyes softened when he looked at me. "Mrs. Richardson, I'm very sorry for your loss. Your husband suffered a cardiac arrest. We did everything we could, but the damage was too extensive. He was pronounced dead at 10:52 p.m. Can I see him?" "Of course. But first, we need to settle some administrative matters. Your husband arrived without identification or insurance cards. We'll need payment information for the ambulance service and emergency treatment rendered before." "I'll handle it," I heard myself say. My voice sounded far away, like it belonged to someone else. "Amanda has excellent credit," Barbara said loudly. "She has one of those premium American Express cards, the one with no limit." I turned to stare at her. How did she know about my Amex Platinum? I'd never discussed my finances with Ryan's family. "Mom," Kelly hissed, "not now." But Barbara ignored her. "Well, someone has to pay for this. Tom and I certainly can't afford it. We're retired on a fixed income." The doctor looked uncomfortable. "We can discuss billing later. Mrs. Richardson, would you like to see your husband now?" I nodded, unable to form words. He led me through a set of double doors, down a sterile hallway that smelled like antiseptic and death. When he pulled back the curtain, there was Ryan, still, gray, empty. I don't know how long I stood there. Time felt meaningless. The man I'd shared a bed with for 6 years, the man who'd promised to love me until death do us part, had died in someone else's bed. The betrayal felt worse than the grief. When I finally emerged from the room, Barbara pounced immediately. "We need to talk about funeral arrangements. Tom and I think we should have the service at St. Michael's, where Ryan was baptized. We'll need at least $5,000 for the casket, another $3,000 for the service. Flowers will be—" "Stop," I said quietly. "Excuse me?" I said stop. "I just saw my dead husband. I'm not discussing funeral costs in a hospital hallway." Barbara's face flushed red. "Well, someone needs to make decisions. As Ryan's mother, I think I have a say in how we lay my son to rest. Then you can pay for it." The silence that followed was deafening. "Amanda, Tom said carefully. We don't have that kind of money. You know, we've been struggling since I lost my job. Barbara's Social Security barely covers our apartment rent. We thought, since you have a good job and that credit card, you thought I'd just hand over my Amex card so you could charge Ryan's funeral to it? You're his wife, Kelly said. Isn't that what wives do? Take care of their husband's final arrangements? I laughed. It was a bitter, ugly sound that surprised even me. You mean the husband who was cheating on me? The one who died in his mistress's bed while I thought he was at a work conference? That husband? Barbara's eyes narrowed. We don't know that he was cheating. Maybe she was just a friend. Maybe he felt ill and went to her apartment for help. In the middle of the night? In her bed? You're being hysterical, Barbara said dismissively. Grief makes people say cruel things. Now, about the arrangements. Who is she? I interrupted. The woman whose apartment he was in. What's her name? The three of them exchanged glances. Her name is Vanessa Chen, Kelly finally said. She was Ryan's assistant at work. Of course she was. Ryan had mentioned Vanessa a few times. Brilliant, he'd said. So organized. Really gets the job done. I'd never suspected a thing. Does she know Ryan's dead? She was the one who called 911, Tom said. But she left before the paramedics arrived. The police are trying to locate her for a statement. How convenient. My phone buzzed in my pocket, a text from an unknown number. I'm so sorry about Ryan. He talked about you all the time. He loved you. Please believe that. Vanessa. I stared at the message, rage building in my chest like a physical thing. Amanda, Barbara said, her tone shifting to something falsely sweet. I know this is difficult, but Ryan would want to be laid to rest properly. He'd want his family taken care of. And you have the means to do that. That's why he always said you were so capable. Capable, I repeated. Is that what he told you? That I was capable? Well, yes. He said you made excellent money as a software engineer, that you were very financially responsible. That's why when Tom and I needed help with our rent last year, Ryan said you'd be happy to cover it. My blood went cold. What? The apartment complex was going to evict us, Tom said. Ryan said you insisted on helping. He's been paying our rent for the past 14 months. $2,000 a month. He's been paying your rent with my money? Your money? Barbara's voice turned sharp again. You're married. It's community property. What's yours is his. Was his. He's dead. How dare you? Barbara gasped. Your husband is dead, and all you care about is money? No, I said, my voice shaking. All you care about is money. You've been standing here for 20 minutes, and not once have you asked how I'm doing. Not once have you expressed concern for me. You just want to know who's going to pay for everything. Because someone has to be practical, Barbara shouted. Someone has to think about these things. Tom and I certainly can't afford it, and Kelly just had a baby. Then have a cheap funeral. Cremate him. Have a memorial service at your apartment. I don't care. You don't care about your own husband's funeral? My husband died cheating on me. My husband has been secretly paying your bills with money from our joint account money I earned without telling me. My husband lied about where he was going this weekend. So no, Barbara, I don't particularly care about giving him an expensive send-off. You're a cold, heartless woman, Barbara hissed. No wonder he sought comfort elsewhere. That's when something inside me snapped. I pulled out my phone and dialed the number on the back of my Amex Platinum card. What are you doing? Kelly asked. Yes, hello, I said when the representative answered. I need to report my card as lost and cancel it immediately. Yes, I'll hold. Barbara's face went white. Amanda, don't you dare. Card number. I read it off. Yes. Please cancel it and send me a replacement. No, I don't want any authorized users on the new card. Just me. Thank you so much. I hung up and looked at the three of them. There. Problem solved. No more credit card. You spiteful little Barbara lunged forward, but Tom caught her arm. You'll regret this, Barbara said, her voice venomous. You'll regret being so selfish and cruel. The only thing I regret is not doing this sooner. I turned and walked away, leaving them sputtering in the hallway. My hands were still shaking, but for the first time all night, I felt something other than grief and shock. I felt powerful. The next morning, I woke up in Ryan's and my apartment now, I supposed with a pounding headache and a sense of unreality. Had last night actually happened? I checked my phone. 17 missed calls from Barbara. 9 from Kelly. 3 from Tom. And 1 from a number I didn't recognize. I listened to the voicemail. Mrs. Richardson, this is Vanessa Chen. I know you probably don't want to hear from me, but I need to talk to you. Please call me back. It's important. I deleted it. The calls from Barbara and Kelly went to voicemail too. I listened to one before deleting the rest. Amanda, this is Barbara. I've been up all night trying to figure out how to pay for Ryan's funeral. I called 6 funeral homes, and the cheapest cremation package is $3,500. I don't have that kind of money. I know you're angry, but please don't let your anger prevent you from doing right by Ryan. He deserves a proper goodbye. Call me. I made coffee and sat at the kitchen table, staring at Ryan's chair. He'd never sit there again. Never leave his coffee mug in the sink. Never forget to put his shoes away by the door. He'd also never lie to me again. Never sneak around behind my back. Never use my money to support his family without asking. I opened my laptop and logged into our joint bank account. Sure enough, there were regular transfers of $2,000 every month to an account belonging to Thomas and Barbara Richardson. 14 months. $28,000. I kept scrolling. $1,000 to Kelly Richardson 3 months ago. Memo line. Baby shower gift. $800 to Kelly Richardson 5 months ago. Memo line. Crib and car seat. $600 to Barbara Richardson 7 months ago. Memo line. Medical bills. Over the past year and a half, Ryan had given his family more than $40,000. $40,000 I'd earned through long hours and stressful deadlines. $40,000 he'd transferred without ever mentioning it to me. I thought about the times I'd wanted to go on vacation, and Ryan had said we needed to save money. The times I'd wanted to renovate our outdated bathroom, and he'd said it wasn't in the budget. The times I'd suggested hiring a cleaner to come twice a month, and he'd said it was a waste of money. All while he was funding his entire family's lifestyle. My phone rang. Barbara again. This time, I answered. What? Finally, she said. Amanda, we need to meet. Can you come to our apartment this afternoon? Why? Because we need to discuss arrangements. And there are some of Ryan's things here that you'll want. Fine. What time? 2 o'clock. When I arrived at Barbara and Tom's apartment in Northgate at 2, I found not just Ryan's parents waiting for me, but Kelly and her husband Mark, plus 2 people I didn't recognize. Amanda, Barbara said, gesturing to the strangers. This is Father Michael from Street. Michael's. And this is Donald Chen from Peaceful Rest Funeral Home. We've been discussing options. I didn't sit down. I thought I made myself clear. I'm not paying for an expensive funeral. Just hear us out, Tom said. Donald has put together a very reasonable package. Traditional casket, viewing, service at the church, burial plot, headstone, all for $12,000. $12,000 is not reasonable. It's very competitive, Donald Chen said in a practiced, soothing voice. Most full-service funerals in the Seattle area run $15,000 to $20,000. We're able to offer this price as a courtesy because your husband's friend is my daughter Vanessa. She specifically asked us to help your family during this difficult time. I stared at him. Your daughter is the woman Ryan was sleeping with? Donald's professional composure slipped slightly. I prefer to think of her as his companion in his final moments. He died in her bed. After a heart attack. During sex. Let's call it what it is. Father Michael cleared his throat. Mrs. Richardson, I understand you're experiencing complicated emotions right now. Grief, anger, betrayal, these are all natural. But Ryan's soul needs our prayers and a proper Christian burial. Then pray for him. I'm not stopping you. Amanda, Kelly said, bouncing her fussy baby on her hip. Can we please be adults about this? Ryan is Mark's and my daughter's uncle. She'll never know him now. The least we can do is give him a funeral she can visit when she's older. You named your daughter after Ryan? No, but she'll want to know about him. About her uncle, who died too young. Her uncle, who cheated on his wife and died in his mistress's bed. What a legacy. Enough, Barbara snapped. I've had enough of your cruelty and your selfishness. Ryan told me you were cold. He said you cared more about your job than your marriage. He said you made him feel worthless because you earned more money than him. And now, even in death, you're punishing him. I'm punishing him? He's the one who betrayed me. You betrayed him first, Barbara shot back. By emasculating him, by making him feel small. Is it any wonder he sought comfort from a woman who actually appreciated him? I took a deep breath, trying to control my temper. I want to know exactly how much money Ryan gave you all in the past 2 years. Tom, Barbara, Kelly, all of it. I want exact numbers. They exchanged nervous glances. I'm not sure what that has to do with Tom started. $43,800, I said. That's what I found in our bank records. Is there more? Cash? Venmo? PayPal? Kelly's face flushed. He wanted to help us. We're family. Did you know where that money came from? Well, he worked hard. That money came from me. I'm the primary earner. My salary paid for your rent, your medical bills, your baby furniture, all of it. And none of you ever thanked me. None of you ever asked if I was okay with it. You just took and took and took. Ryan had every right to support his family, Barbara said. You're just bitter because you don't have any family of your own. Your parents are gone. You're an only child. You don't understand what it means to have people who depend on you. That was a low blow, and she knew it. My parents had died in a car accident when I was in college. I had no siblings, no aunts or uncles I was close to. Ryan's family was supposed to be my family. You're right, I said quietly. I don't have family. I thought I did, but I was wrong. Amanda, Father Michael said gently. Perhaps we should all take a moment to pray together. In times of grief and conflict. I'm an atheist, I said. Ryan knew that, but he also knew his mother would be horrified, so he never told you, did he? Barbara's face went pale. That's not true. Ryan was a good Christian. He went to church every Sunday as a child. He stopped believing when he was 16. He told me on our second date. You're lying. Am I? Ask him. Oh wait, you can't. Because he's dead. In his mistress's bed. I pulled out my checkbook. Yes. I still kept one for occasions like this, and wrote out a check for $3,000. I handed it to Barbara. This is for cremation. Basic cremation, no service, no urn, nothing fancy. That's what I'm willing to contribute to Ryan's final arrangements. Anything else comes out of your own pockets. Barbara stared at the check like it was poison. This is insulting. This is a slap in the face to your husband's memory. Take it or leave it. Those are your options. We'll take it, Tom said quickly, snatching the check from Barbara's hand. Thank you, Amanda. We appreciate it. Don't thank me. This is the last money you'll ever see from me. From this point forward, you're on your own. You can't just abandon us, Kelly said, tears forming in her eyes. We need help. Mark lost his job last month, and with the baby, that's not my problem. Ryan would be ashamed of you, Barbara said, her voice shaking with rage. He'd be disgusted by how selfish you've become. Ryan lied to me, cheated on me, and died in another woman's bed. I turned to leave, but Barbara grabbed my arm. This isn't over, she hissed. You're going to regret this. I'll make sure everyone knows what kind of person you really are. I'll tell everyone at Ryan's work, everyone in our church, everyone we know. They'll all hear about how you refused to pay for your own husband's funeral, how you abandoned his grieving family. You'll be ruined. I pulled my arm free. Go ahead. Tell them. While you're at it, tell them about Vanessa too. Tell them Ryan died in his assistant's bed. Tell them he'd been supporting you all with money he took from our joint account without asking me. Tell them everything. See who they judge more harshly. Barbara's face turned purple. For a second, I thought she might actually hit me. But Tom pulled her back. Let her go, he said quietly. She's made her choice. I walked out without looking back. Over the next week, Ryan was cremated. I didn't attend the brief memorial service Barbara organized at their apartment. I heard through a mutual acquaintance that it was small and sad, with mostly elderly church members and a few confused coworkers. But I had bigger problems than Ryan's funeral. I'd been going through our finances more thoroughly, and what I found made me sick. Ryan had opened 3 credit cards in my name without my knowledge. Probably easy enough to do when you share an address and know your spouse's social security number. He'd maxed out all 3 cards, about $50,000 in debt total, and had been making minimum payments from our joint account. When I called the credit card companies, they confirmed that the charges were all to various accounts belonging to his family members. He'd essentially been running a cash advance scheme, using my credit to give his family money. I filed a police report for identity theft. The officer who took my statement was sympathetic but realistic. "These cases are tough when it's a spouse," he said. "Technically, you were married, so proving criminal intent is difficult. Your best bet is to work with the credit card companies directly and maybe consult a lawyer about separating your finances posthumously." Posthumously. What a word. I also got a call from Vanessa Chen. I didn't want to answer, but curiosity got the better of me. "What do you want?" "I want to apologize," she said. Her voice was young, nervous. "I know that probably means nothing to you, but I need you to know that I didn't know Ryan was going to die. I didn't know about his heart condition. The doctors said it was genetic, that he probably didn't know either. How long were you sleeping with him?" Silence. "How long, Vanessa?" 8 months. 8 months. While I'd been working 60-hour weeks to make senior engineer. While I'd been planning our anniversary trip. While I'd been trying to get pregnant. Oh God. I'd been trying to get pregnant with a man who was sleeping with someone else. "Did you love him?" I asked. I thought I did. But now I realize he was using me. Using both of us, probably. He told me you were separated. That you were just living together for financial reasons until the divorce went through. We were happily married. I know that now. I'm so sorry. My father is devastated. He had no idea I was seeing Ryan until that night. It's destroyed our relationship. I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. "Don't call me again," I said, and hung up. A month after Ryan's death, I put our apartment on the market. I couldn't stand living there anymore, seeing his ghost in every corner. The realtor said we should get about $600,000 for it. We'd bought it 5 years ago for $400,000, and the Seattle market had been good to us. There was no we anymore. Barbara found out about the sale from Kelly, who'd been driving by and saw the for sale sign. She called me, screaming, "That's Ryan's apartment. You have no right to sell it without consulting his family. It's my apartment. My name is on the deed." Ryan's name was on the mortgage, but that's paid off now from his life insurance. Life insurance? How much life insurance? I shouldn't have told her. But I was tired of hiding. $500,000. Through his employer. 500, you selfish little bitch. You're sitting on $500,000, and you gave us 3,000 for his funeral? 3,000? That money is mine. I'm the beneficiary. We're his family. We raised him. We deserve something. You've been getting something for the past 2 years. It's time to stand on your own. She hung up on me. 10 minutes later, I got a text from Kelly. "My mom had a heart attack. She's in the hospital. This is your fault." I didn't respond. I didn't call. I didn't visit. I blocked all their numbers. The apartment sold in 3 days for $20,000 over asking. Multiple offers, bidding war, cash buyers. I took the money and put it in a new bank account. My bank account. No joint ownership, no authorized users, just me. I also started therapy. Dr. Morrison was in her 50s, calm and matter-of-fact. "You're grieving multiple losses," she told me in our first session. "Your husband, your marriage, your trust, your sense of family, that's a lot to process." "I don't miss him," I said. "Is that terrible?" "I don't miss Ryan at all." Grief isn't always about missing someone. Sometimes it's about mourning what you thought you had. Over the next few months, I learned a lot about myself. I learned that I'd been making myself smaller for years, trying to be the perfect wife, the uncomplaining daughter-in-law. I'd ignored red flags because I wanted so badly to have a family again after losing my parents. I'd let Ryan make me feel guilty for earning more money than him. I'd apologized for my success instead of celebrating it. I'd turned down promotions because he said it made him feel inadequate. Never again. 6 months after Ryan's death, I got a promotion to lead engineer. $50,000 raise, corner office, team of 12 reporting to me. I also met someone new. His name was David, and he was a divorced architect with 2 kids from his first marriage. He split custody with his ex-wife, and they had a cordial, functional relationship. "I don't believe in bad-mouthing my ex," he told me on our 3rd date. "She's the mother of my children." We didn't work out as a couple, but we're good as co-parents. It was such a refreshing change from the toxicity I'd experienced with Ryan's family. David and I took things slow. He met my therapist's approval, yes. I actually asked Dr. Morrison what she thought, and she smiled and said, He sounds healthy. Go for it. A year after Ryan's death, I was in a completely different place. New apartment in Fremont, beautiful one-bedroom with a view of the canal. New relationship with a man who respected me and my boundaries. New position at work that challenged and fulfilled me. New sense of self-worth. I ran into Kelly one day at a coffee shop in Ballard. She looked tired and frazzled. Baby on her hip, stained shirt, dark circles under her eyes. "Amanda," she said, surprised. "Kelly. How are you?" "I've been better. Mark still hasn't found full-time work. We're living with my parents now. The apartment is cramped, and Mom never stops criticizing how I parent. How are you?" "I'm good. Really good, actually." She looked at my designer handbag, my professional outfit, my confident posture. Something flickered across her face, envy, maybe, or regret. "Mom says you got remarried. I'm dating someone. We're not engaged. She says you're throwing money away on fancy restaurants and vacations while we're struggling to make rent." "How would she know how I spend my money?" Kelly flushed. "She follows you on Instagram. From a fake account." "Of course she did. I made a mental note to make my account private." "Kelly, I'm sorry you're struggling. But that's not my responsibility. We're family." "No," I said gently. "We're not. Not anymore. Ryan made us family, and Ryan's gone. I don't owe you anything." Her eyes filled with tears. "We needed you. After he died, we needed you. And you abandoned us. You never needed me. You needed my money. There's a difference." I left her standing there and walked out into the spring sunshine. I felt lighter than I had in years. 2 years after Ryan's death, I got a letter from an attorney representing Barbara and Tom Richardson. They were suing me for wrongful deprivation of consortium and claiming I owed them financial support as their daughter-in-law. My lawyer laughed when he read it. "This won't go anywhere," he assured me. "Adult children aren't legally obligated to support their parents in Washington state, and in-laws certainly aren't. This is a frivolous suit designed to harass you." He was right. The case was dismissed within 3 months. Barbara and Tom were ordered to pay my legal fees $8,000. I never saw a penny of it, but I didn't care. The point was made. 3 years after Ryan's death, David proposed. We got married in a small ceremony at the courthouse with just his kids, my therapist, and 2 friends from work. No drama, no demands, no toxic family members. On what would have been my 10th wedding anniversary with Ryan, I was sitting on my deck with David, watching the sunset over Puget Sound. My phone buzzed with a Facebook friend request from Barbara Richardson. I declined it without hesitation. "You okay?" David asked, noticing my expression. "Yeah," I said, and meant it. "I'm more than okay." That night, I blocked the last remaining connection I had to Ryan's family. Blocked Barbara, Tom, and Kelly on every platform, changed my number, made sure there was no way for them to reach me. I wasn't running from my past. I was choosing my future. A future where I wasn't an ATM, where I wasn't responsible for other people's poor decisions, where I was valued for more than my paycheck. Ryan had died 3 years ago in another woman's bed, and in doing so, he'd given me an unexpected gift. He'd shown me exactly what I didn't want in life. He'd pushed me to set boundaries I should have set years earlier. He'd forced me to value myself when no one else would. His family had demanded my credit card, my money, my servitude. Instead, I'd canceled the card, sold the house, and walked away from all of them. And I'd never been happier. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to say no, to walk away, to choose yourself. I finally learned that lesson. And I'd never forget it.